Stuart Bingham was encouraging the crowd to encourage him there as he came back. It's a long way back, but I guess what he can hold on to is that Trump, in the back half of the match, hasn't been flowing with lots of breaks. It's been scrappy. Bingham needs to up his own performance. He's been getting openings and not taking them. That has to change now because he's at the point of no return. Try and put some pressure on. If he could win a couple of frames in one visit, easy to say, I know. But if he could, then that would surely put a bit of pressure on. Trying to get in here, and he hasn't done.
Well, he's left that right-hand red at first. Watching the red by the yellow, and nearly got in the way of it, but yeah, a slightly remarkable scoreline, I think, if it was to be 6-1 on the balance of play. The frames, some of the frames have been close. Sometimes you see frames won in a single visit. You look up at the scoreboard and there's a frame won 100 plays nil, but none of the frames have really been like that tonight. There you see the frame scores. Frames decided on the colours. Judd has won all of them, basically, all the ones that seemingly have been the difference between the two players, the meaningful frames.
Well, you've always got to try and look for positives, and from Trump's perspective, if he can reach the final of the Masters without having been at his best, that's an achievement. He'll have to up his game, you suspect, against Williams, but the final is a different match. It's obviously the last match, and there'll be pressure on both of them.
Kind of how the World Championships went for him, isn't it? I think, and you know, I think there's a compliment in there somewhere that you can get to a world final and still be in there in the final session with half a chance. If you haven't played well, you must be a good player.
Well, who did he play his best against in Sheffield? Mark Williams, wasn't it? And that was a fantastic match.
Yeah, I mean, we're not putting him in the final just yet, of course, but my thoughts on that were that Mark Williams in the first session was still suffering a bit of a hangover from the match before against Yan Bingtao, who gave him an incredibly difficult match. But that's how the World Championships work. Anyway, as I say, we're not there yet. Plenty of time to preview the final when it happens, but it's starting to look like it's going to be those two again, isn't it?
Well, 16. Bingham had a dart at a long one, as I say, just trying to get in. He didn't get close to it, and he set up this chance for Trump, his first chance to win the match and get into the final.
17.
It's always a great occasion. Whoever's there, of course, Trump, Williams and Bingham have all graced it before. Although for Mark Williams, it's been 20 years since he was in the Masters final. Just missed out last year.
22.
That epic semi with Neil Robertson.
23.
I'd be interested whether he feels this cloth is any better than the last one, because we've not seen a century all day on it. Maybe we'll see one here.
20.
I bet you Stuart Bingham isn't enjoying the cloth as much as the last one. I can't imagine he is. I don't think there's much wrong with this table, quite honestly. You just get days like this, don't you? Mark Williams seemed to carry on almost as normal today. All right, there weren't any centuries, and that is a bit of an anomaly. It's the current age of snooker where there's so many breaks made.
Well, I think that was a different sort of match, because from Williams it was just about controlling it, which he certainly did.
Pretty dejected looking in that chair, isn't he, Stuart Bingham, sitting quite low in the chair. Not as confident And as happy, of course, understandably, as he was last night, he was completely buzzing, wasn't he? At the end of the match as well as during it.
Well, that's the thing. He's been playing well enough to win this or any tournament. And another chance to revel in the atmosphere on the last day. It's what you put all the practice in for.
Thanks. $40. $41.
I hit that one quite well. Sometimes little shots like that, you don't get the zip on the cue ball, but the winning line, I think, is firmly in his sights now.
$46.
The bottom line is he's still here, isn't he? Could have gone out round one. He could have gone out yesterday to Barry Hawkins. Stuart Bingham could have took his chances tonight, but no one has done yet against Judd Trump. And he's an experienced winner.
Thank you. 47.
As he just slightly loses his way here.
Yeah, it's the problem is he's got his hand on the side cushion. He can't get underneath the cue ball as much as he would like to. Crept in. I think he might have got the double kiss, which allows him on the bottom red to the left.
52.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he was in the world final. And Sean Murphy had to play a brilliant match to knock him out of the UK. So in
53.
so big events, of which there are many on the tour, but Triple Crown events, he's still performing at a very high level. And I think the fact that, like you say, you know, the early rounds, he should never have beaten Ryan Day, but he did, and that might mean he feels that his name's on the trophy. Who knows? I think he'll have to play better. I just don't see him winning at this level. There's another miss which has come out of the absolutely out of the blue.
58.
Incredible, isn't it? The odd ball that he's missing, Dove.
Well, the match was over because he just needed the red and the pink, or blue, or anything, and that would have been that.
He missed the same shot, and he overcut it to the other side of the table in the first frame, almost the mirror image of that shot, didn't he?
This is the concern. There's maybe been too many of those this week.
I think there has. I think there has, and I think he knows he'll have to play better. I mean, should he win, and he hasn't won yet, we're not riding off Bingham. I think Mark Williams is sure to play well tomorrow. He seems very confident, and every match he plays well. This is a bit of a sitter, isn't it?
Well, the point is he had the chance to win it in style, you know, to leave the arena with a big break, one visit needed, carries him into the final feeling good.
Now, can he do something here? He'll never give up, Bingham. He'll never give up. It's not in his nature.
7.
Well, Bingham, he's probably in two minds. A, he can't understand why the match isn't closer, and B, possibly can't understand how it's still going in a weird way, because Trump really should have won it there. Some sort of lifeline has been thrown. You know, there was none of that undoing the waistcoat and the bow tie and the chair, was there? He didn't do that, Bingham. Just assuming the match is over, because sometimes it isn't.
14.
Just nudge those couple of reds there, which has made things a tiny bit easier. straight here, otherwise he'll have to play the pink. Well, that's it. I think he's going to have to play this pink. If he gets behind this red, he could be in business, but this is missable. Well played. The table was a little bit scrappy when he came to it, as if to say, well, he's not going to clear, but I'll tell you,
21.
he's looking better now.
22.
Well, again, he wanted to be straight on this, and he's got a low angle. It's not perfect to get behind a red. Far from it. Pink to middle is possibly getting him there. Just means the shot on
29.
this red is really awkward now. If he goes for it, because he could play the snooker, but he surely would love to clear and just be done with it.
Stuart Bingham, 29.
You saw the bowed head as Bingham sort of trudged back to his seat there. But the red's not in. It's another chance to kill it off.
Well, this is a bit easier than the previous one, which he missed by an absolute mile. It's match ball, and really, Judd, when he's right, would never miss one of these. But he isn't right, I'm afraid. He's winning this match, but his strength is not his strength at the moment. His long game is very in and out.
Thank you.
We've had 3 attempts at what's basically match ball. Oh, but that's been the story as well, hasn't it? Bingham hasn't capitalised enough when the mistakes have come.
He's not got it. He actually might have left a little glide here. This could be the kind of shot that he is more likely to pot right now than the long straight ones. This could be the one. Still no.
Well, knock it in,
Thank
Judd,
you.
someone shouted.
Settle
But
down,
of course, he's had a
please.
go already at knocking it in without any success. If he can pot it, Bingham needs snookers. It rattled again.
I mean, he's a long way in front in all departments, in the frame, in the match. Just can't get over the line.
So I was saying, you know, that if he'd have won in one visit, at least that last frame would have made him feel good, but this is just a scramble. And he hasn't got over the line yet.
Well, that'll Judd won't have failed to spot the fact that black's gone awkward now, and that clearly is another insurance policy in his favour. If Stuart ever got back to the table to clear, he'd have to find a way of potting that. So he's a bigger favourite now. Don't know if he can get to the red or the yellow's in the way. Right, well, that's something that Stuart Bingham has done that's worked in his favour. He's got a good shot. The frame in the match is still alive. I don't quite know how.
It's now 12 minutes since Judd Trump missed that red, just needing any colour as well to get to the snooker's required stage. It's one of those matches, if it is 6-1, you know, people will see the score and if they haven't seen the match, make a series of assumptions, none of which will be right. It's been a struggle.
And once again, the cueing sort of shots he's missed, this, again, is one that he might be more suited to right now because just playing it plain ball, it's about a half ball shot. And in some ways, I think they're better off shots to be playing if you're Judd Trump right now. The sort of the speciality shots he's not getting so much. Looks like he's through.
Green ball.
Funny old scoreline, isn't it? As I say, 6-1. It doesn't quite feel like that. If it is indeed, it is one snooker. That's all.
Well, there's some people applauding. They thought the green was in, and it's story of the night. You know, as he sits down and sighs, it's just one snooker. Green goes in, it's 2. And he's in one.
Quite a good one. Quite a good one. I wonder if you think about the swerve here, you know, because it'd be a big swerve. But with the green partly in the way of the yellow, it might be it's all he's got. I know someone who could play this shot, and he's sitting in the studio, Jimmy White. He would play that swerve, and he'd probably get it every time. The problem is, where the green is, it's a little bit... I mean, he can't hit all of the yellow, whichever way he goes, because the green is covering the bottom side of it. Leo Scully will have to be on the ball here, make sure nothing doesn't hit the green instead. It's going to be a tight one.
Stuart, Bingham 4.
He's hit the ball that he missed to the middle, that probably would have won in the match for sure. Now Bingham can win, as you can see.
Foul, a miss. Stuart, Bingham 4.
Well, he wasn't a million miles away from going off there.
Yeah, and of course the miss can be called now, as it couldn't have been on the first miss because at the time it was a snooker required. And the green is something that Judd Trump's got to worry about now, isn't he? Because he'll need that as well.
From the cushion, half a ball.
Snooker gods are having a little bit of a say in things. They're saying that Judd should have won, and now he's got to go through a few agonies still. That's what they're saying, Dave, isn't it? They're having their
Stuart, Bingham 4.
little word on this match.
Free
ball, everything's happening here. Might think about getting the green into play, I suppose.
Green ball.
Mightn't be a bad shot, this, in behind the pink. An attacking option, rather than having the balls replaced. But he needed to get the snooker in a way.
Yes, obviously you can't snooker behind the free ball. I actually saw Stuart do that inadvertently at the Championship League this season. First time I'd ever actually seen it happen. Who knows from here on in? It's been a funny old evening, really. But now Trump's got him in one, and that's the problem. If you don't get the initial snooker, that can happen.
It's true, isn't it? I thought he played a good shot, but with hindsight now, it's not looking such a good shot. The putback might have been the answer. Easy afterwards.
Oh,
Nice.
miss. Judd Trump 4.
Stuart's turn. Interestingly, the green has gone safe now, so normally he'd always take the yellow on, but you need the green, so that's the one reason why he's having it put back. Unusual when you think there's a ball so easy to pot that you wouldn't just play it.
Yes, the yellow would have put him 24 in front with 25 on, green on the cushion. So back we go. Tatiana Wollaston once again pressed into action.
Kind of slightly, isn't it, a bit of an abuse of the misfall, isn't it, when you think about it? Because the idea of the miss scored is that if you're not left an easy pot, then the miss is called, but when you are left an easy pot and you don't take it, shouldn't really be called a miss, but it's just a separate issue. It's clearly in the rules what he's done. Anyone would have had them put back, I think, but it kind of goes against what the miss rule is for.
Thanks.
Right, well, there's another chance to get the match one. And this is it. He can't fail to be on the green.
He's already had several goes at killing this off. Yellow and green should put him in the final.
2.
He'd be relieved, for sure. It's been a struggle, even though the scoreline looks flattering. It's been hard fought. A couple of really long frames, a lot of scrappy snooker. But the fact is, Judd Trump is still here. He's survived, it would seem, to the last day of the Masters. Stuart Bingham will be so disappointed he couldn't reproduce the excellent form that's got him to the semis. It's surely over now. So Judd Trump is into the Masters final. He started really well tonight. It became a struggle, but no one has beaten him yet, and there's only one man left who can do it. The final of the 2023 Masters here at Alexandra Palace is Judd Trump against Mark Williams, and it could be an absolute classic.